Yes, you may. You'll just cross that door and then it's the first one on the right. Yeah. We're gonna get started real soon. Just gonna wait for some folks to join online, and we have some live attendees today. But as you're waiting, just go ahead and set your intention. Awesome. Well, welcome everyone to Sunday morning yoga. This is the PP Harmony support group. This is where we come together. We take a pause from the chaos of life, whether that be school, work, our personal lives, whatever it may be. We come here to seek support, to share our wins for the week, to share our challenges for the week, and we recommit to, or commit for the first time, to a better tomorrow, and to imbibe the idea that recovery is possible. So I welcome everybody that is tuned in online, and I welcome our attendee in person. It's always great to meet people and to just establish a connection and be on a journey that we're all on together. So go ahead and begin our practice today by sitting in easy pose, where you place one foot in front of the other, and we begin to kind of open up our hips, open up the knees, and we straighten the spine. In order to help straighten the spine, we imagine that our hips are like tree roots planting into the ground, and feeling a sense of rooting, feeling a sense of stability. We'll straighten our spine. We'll bring our fingers to our sternum and then spread them out to our shoulders to open up our chest. And from here, we'll place our palms on our knees. And then we'll relieve all tension in the neck. Imagine that our head is afloat on water. Now take the awareness to your belly and imagine that it's a balloon. And when you inhale, you inflate the belly. And when you exhale, deflate the belly. Deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale. Hold. And exhale for 5 seconds. Hold at the exhale. Deep inhale. Hold. Remember to keep the spine straight, neck without any tension, and exhale. All right, we'll switch our feet. So if your right was in front of the left, kind of keep our hips open. So today's practice is titled Bipolar Disorder and Positive Thinking. One of the most sticky issues of dealing with a mood disorder is the pernicious effects of negative thinking, the pernicious effects of racing thoughts that go out of control, and then they lead to us snapping, they lead to us making poor decisions, they lead to us hurting people. And you okay, Jesse? Mm-hmm. Okay. And so one of the ways to create an image of our mind is that thoughts are seeds that we plant into our subconscious. And the more types of seeds that we plant into our subconscious, the more types of flowers or vines or thorns or poisonous arrows will blossom. So today we're going to take a more proactive approach. Oftentimes I talk about emptying the mind and removing negative thinking. Today what we're going to work on is to plant positive seeds, positive thoughts into our mind. And so we'll close our eyes and we're going to select 3 things that we are grateful for. It can be something deep, something very big picture, or it could be something very simple, very mundane. It doesn't have to be something that takes a long time necessarily to find out, and it doesn't have to be something huge either. It can be something small. So take some time, there's no rush. We're going to use these 3 seeds today to help cultivate our practice, to plant these seeds into our subconscious, and to make a prayer that they blossom into beautiful, beautiful trees, beautiful flowers that provide us nourishment and help us through our days. And it's okay if the thoughts about the chaos of life come into the mind. That's okay. Let them wash over like the wave of the ocean and come back to your 3 points of gratitude. If juggling 3 is too many, that's okay. Hold on to 1 or 2. And go ahead and bring your hands together once you've selected your 3. So in the spirit of open space and sharing, I'd like to open the floor to sharing 1, 2, or all 3 of your points of gratitude for today. And if you don't want to, that's okay as well. I'll begin with myself. I am grateful for this weather. It is maybe the first breeze of the autumn that we're getting, and this is maybe the first time I've been able to open my windows, so my apartment is getting to breathe, and all that old apartment smell is getting filled with the beautiful autumn air. Second thing is I'm grateful for my dog. I've had him for 2 weeks now, and he's just the best. His name is Bluey, and he's just so friendly, so loving. And then the third is I am grateful for my friend who is teaching me how to build a fence. So those are the 3 things that I'm grateful for today. If anyone else online wants to put on the chat, or anyone in person feels called to share, I'll leave open some space for 30 seconds to a minute, and then we'll move on to our movement practice.
I'm grateful that I can help people make an actual difference in the world.
Mm. That's a special thing, that we have something that makes us feel good, that we're grateful for, and we feel a sense of usefulness, we feel a sense of purpose. So let's go ahead and seal our intention and plant this seed into this vision of a garden or a park or somewhere that's familiar, a familiar image in your mind, to plant the seeds there. All right, let's rub our hands together, generate some heat. Bring the awareness to that sensation of heat into our hands. Go ahead and rub a little bit more furiously. Okay, and we'll take our hot palms and kind of bring comfort to our face. Massage our sinuses. Thank you, sinuses, for protecting me from pathogens in the air. Thank you, eyes, for letting me see the world. Thank you, forehead and skull, for keeping me safe. Relax my jaw. Massage my adrenals. You might feel a tingle in your shoulder. You might feel kind of a release of emotion. That's okay. Massage my neck. All right. Let's go ahead and bring our hands together. Inhale up. And exhale down. Deep inhale. And exhale. In the next inhale, we'll aspire to bring our biceps behind our ears. Inhale up. And exhale. Okay. What we'll do now is we'll switch our feet again to keep our hips even. Inhale up. And exhale, bring our right hand to the left of our left knee. And exhale. Inhale up. And exhale, left hand to the right of our right knee. Inhale up. And from here, exhale. Reach up with my right arm, higher, higher, higher. And now reach up with my left, higher, higher, higher. Just go back and forth. This is a great exercise you can do if you're sitting at a desk. It helps with the movement of chi, the movement of energy through our liver, through our spleen. And when we bring our arms up, bring them down into a cactus arm. Send those elbows backwards to open up the chest. And from here, Invert the cactus arm. Feel the blood running down to fingertips. Grab our hands behind our back. Open up the chest by straightening the elbow. Look up. Take a deep inhale. If you cough, like I do, that's okay. Really open up the throat muscles. Stretch out the thyroid. We'll rotate our neck. And continue to breathe. Continue to breathe in the areas that you notice, like, oh, this area is a little tight. This area is a little crunchy. Now switch the rotation, the other direction. I get some really strong allergies when I go out of town to Houston, so my body is just kicking out all of that gunk. All right. What we'll do now is we'll come into a pose called half lotus. And if you're not able to, but if you can, that's great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my hands. I'm going to place my right hand onto my left knee. Then I'm going to drop my right shoulder onto my right knee. And if it's tight, that's okay. You can kind of hang out here, but allow gravity to kind of open you up. So you'll feel the stretch here in your left hip. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our left hand and we're going to point up. Breathe in. Breathe out. I'm going to look up. I'm going to look down. I'm going to look up. And I'm going to look down, and I'm going to make 3 big circles. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to switch my rotation and do 3 more circles. And I'll come back up. Ooh, nice little stretch. We'll switch my hips and bring my right foot on top into half lotus. From here, I'm going to put my left hand onto my right knee. I'm going to drop my left shoulder onto my left knee. And you'll notice one side is typically tighter than the other. What does that say? What might your body be telling you? My body is telling me that my right knee is still a little bit injured and I should take it a little bit easy on this side. But also, I've been sitting a lot in a car and my lower back is really tight today. I'm going to take my right hand, point it on my shoulder, twist up, point up, look up. Look down, look up, look down, like 3 big circles. 1, 2, 3, and then switch my rotation. 1, 2, and 3. Nice. All right, starting to feel a little bit more open. Well, what we'll do now is come up onto our feet, up. From here, inhale up, and exhale forward fold, keeping the knees blocked, taking the weight of our head and letting it go. Yep, go ahead and just drop your head. Drop your head, yeah, really just relax this. Kind of feel the vertebra separate. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Try to look up at your belly. Relax the spine, and you might notice that your spine is going to open up a little bit. Your hips, your hamstrings. A lot going on in this pose. And slowly, one vertebra at a time, come up. All right. We're going to do some balance poses. And what balance poses invite us to do is to think about the balancing act of life and maintaining a positive outlook despite how cumbersome sometimes balancing life can be, especially when dealing with a compromised state of emotion. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a pose called tree pose. And the way we're going to begin tree pose is we're going to shift our weight over to our left foot. One thing we want to make sure is our feet are pointing maybe 15 degrees outward and they're even. We're standing straight, and I'm going to shift my weight over to the left foot, and I'm going to bring the back of my right heel onto my left ankle. And I'm just going to hang out, get used to this, and notice all of the shifting that my left foot is doing in order to keep me balanced. You might notice your left hip flex. Now bring the things that you are thankful for into your practice. Imagine the seed that you've just planted and give it some water while you're dealing with this balancing act. Give it some love and some light. And now we'll bring our hands together. And we're going to increase the challenge of this balance by bringing our right foot onto our left calf. And now it looks like, oh no, some bugs are getting into my seed. What do I do? First thing is to breathe, to relax the jaw. And to slowly come back down. We'll do the same thing now on the other side. I'm going to bring my weight over to the right side. I'm going to bring the back of my left heel onto my right ankle. And okay, maybe things got a little bit out of control there. That's okay. The seed is still in the ground. I've done some regular work when things did not get tough. And to stay the course when things do get a little bit rough. Continue to breathe. Continue to keep the body relaxed. And now again, we'll bring our foot and place it on our right calf. Keep the body relaxed. Inflate and deflate the belly as you breathe. Keep your gaze into one spot. Helps with the balance. And we'll come down. Inhale up. And exhale, forward fold. This time, grab opposite ends of your elbows. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. They say motion is lotion. This is great for lubricating those joints that make us tight, which then make us cranky, which then lead to swings in the mood. And we'll come back up. And exhale, cactus arms. Invert the cactus arms. Grab our hands behind our back. Open up the chest and forward fold. Send our hands as far forward as possible. And breathe. And come back up. Even the inversions of like sending the blood into the head is helps with the kind of the balancing of the chi, of the energy in the body. So now what we're going to do is we're going to generate a little bit of heat. It's been all kind of pretty yin, pretty chill. Next set, couple 10 minutes or so, we're going to raise the heart rate. We're going to generate some heat in the body. So go ahead and widen your stance a little bit wider than your hips, and splay your feet out about 15 to 20 degrees. You don't want to be too much. You don't want to be less than 45 feet. And from here, what we're going to do is going to get into chair pose or fierce pose. And it's called chair pose because you're literally going to become in the shape of a chair, and then we're going to come back up and open up our chest. So it goes as follows. Just watch, and then we'll do it together. So the important part is to send your hips backwards. And you want to be able to see your toes even when you're down there, and to keep your back straight. And then when we come up, we will stand straight. We will extend our hands backwards and look up in order to give ourselves a heart opener. So inhale down and exhale. Inhale down and exhale. Keep the back straight when we come down. Inhale up and exhale. All right, we'll do that 25 more times. Are we ready? All right, inhale down and exhale. When we come down, we try to bring our biceps over to our ears. Inhale down. If you're feeling some heat, that's okay. If you're feeling your heart rate come up, that's great. That's 10. Make this practice your own. Dig deep inside your why, your positive thoughts for today. The last 10 to go. Five more. Let's give it your best. Remember to breathe. Last one. And stay. Breathe. Breathe. And nice. Shake it off. Shake off that lactic acid buildup in the thighs. Okay. We'll go ahead and we'll kind of loosen up a little bit. Sway side to side. You can kind of slap yourself a little bit. So all of the twisting that we do, the movement like this, it helps with the digestion, helps with any buildup or backup in our colon. Tapping the body is a technique in Tai Chi, in Kung Fu, in Qigong, and it just helps bring awareness outside from here and helps it move to other parts of the body. So let's make fists, and when we twist, we kind of hit our kidney a little bit. Coming to town soon? Yeah, I'm gonna be in Austin this weekend, but I'll be in Houston next weekend. All right, great. How are we feeling? How are we feeling online? How are you feeling?
Way different.
Very different?
Very different.
In a good way, bad way?
Very much out of my head.
Good.
Into my body.
Good. I'm glad that you see that connection of getting into the body is a great way to get out of the mind. So let's go make contact with Mother Earth once again. Bring down our wobbly legs onto the ground, and we'll come into tabletop position. Yeah, we can do a lock-in. So what we're gonna do is something called cat-cow. Cat-cow is a very popular yoga pose, but for mood regulation, it is one of the best yoga moves because the undulating of the spine is one of the great ways to balance our energy, to balance locked emotions, to release trapped emotions. And so I'm going to go through it in detail. What we want to do is come into tabletop, and the way that we do it, I'm just going to demonstrate first, is that it begins with the tailbone and it ends with the tailbone as well. So it goes cow and then cat. So you begin by raising the tailbone, dropping the stomach, shining the chest forward, looking up, and then you begin with the tailbone again. You drop the tailbone, arch the spine, and drop the head. Okay? Any questions? Cool. So let's go ahead and go into cow, raise the tailbone, drop the belly, shine the chest forward, look up, and then exhale, drop the tailbone, arch the spine, drop the head. Inhale, cow. And exhale. You'll really feel your abdominal muscles, your stomach muscles get stretched. Inhale, cow. And exhale. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. From here, we're going to get into plank pose, into a push-up position. Just hang out for 10 seconds. And now from here, what I want to do is I want to bring my right foot over to the right of my right hand. Yep. And kind of what this is going to focus on is opening up our hips. Now, if this is juicy enough, you're welcome to hang out here. But if you want to go deeper into the pose, into something called lizard pose, you can bring your forearm down and open up the hips further, but don't push yourself into a place that could injure you. That's not what yoga is about. And just let gravity do the work of opening up the hips. Okay, come back into plank pose. Now we'll do the same thing on the other side. We'll bring our left foot to the left of our left hand. And if this is juicy enough, that's great. Otherwise, you can come deeper into the stretch by bringing your forearms to the ground. And breathe. Always want to be comfortably edgy, but no sharp pains, no clenching the teeth, being able to breathe fully, comfortably. From here we push up and come into squat pose. And from here we're going to balance, bring our hands together. Aspire to bring our heels down to the ground. It's going to really kind of open up the hips, open up large intestine. I'm going to take my left hand, put it on my right knee, and I'm going to shoot my arm up. Look up, look behind, look down, look up, look down. This pose, it just really squeezes out all the pain in my neck. We'll come back to the center, and now this time we will put our right hand on our left knee and then shoot our left hand upward. Look up and look down. Look up and look down. We'll bring our hands together. Now I'm going to bring my right hand and I'm going to put the back of my palm facing my left hand and put a little pressure with my left hand on my right wrist to give my right wrist a little bit of a stretch, because we've been putting quite a bit of pressure on our wrists. Do the same thing on the other side. And from here, I'm going to lean forward, come onto my knees, make my knees wider than the mat, bring my toes together, send my hips back, and come into child's pose. Try to bring my hips in between my feet. And from here, I'll lean forward and come into child's pose. Come up with my hips and sit back down on the mat exactly how I started, coming into easy pose. And we will end our practice with a check-in on how we are feeling. How we are feeling now compared to how we were feeling before. So we'll go ahead and again anchor ourselves into the ground, straighten our spine, broaden our shoulders, release the tension in the neck. Imagine the head is afloat on water, and place our hands with our palms on our knees, facing upward. Take your awareness to the crown of your head. And now conduct a scan with as much detail as possible, going down from the crown of your head to your brain, to your eyebrow level, your eyes, your cheekbones, your jaw, your chin. And now I'll let you on your own adventure from your chin down to your toes, and go as slowly as you want. Withhold judgment. Notice the heat in your body. Notice the blood flow. Notice the chi, the energy. And if you're wondering, where is chi, where is it, what is it? Simply feel. Simply feel and compare between how you feel now and how you may have been feeling before. Notice your heartbeat. Notice your breath. bring your hands together once you reach your toes. We've set our intention today to foster positive thinking in our life and to see how those seeds grow and germinate and affect our minds, which ultimately affect our actions in this world. Thank you for joining me this week and being a part of this recovery journey, being a part of this community, this support group. If this was your first time, I see a couple of first timers online. I'm BP. This is bpharmony.com. This is bpharmony.com. It's a service. It's a support group for holistic bipolar disorder recovery, and I've written a book called The 5 Pillars of Bipolar Recovery. I have a service online for holistic bipolar disorder recovery where you can go online and learn, teach yourself or your loved one about bipolar disorder, learn about medication, learn about, you can work with my physicians, the physicians that are on my team, to take a more integrated approach to bipolar disorder recovery. I've been there before. I was told that I would be on medication for the rest of my life. And today I enjoy full health. I am no longer on medication, and I'm a business owner. I'm living very fully, and it is through these practices that I've learned from other people, and I've synthesized here at BP Harmony that I hope to offer that recovery path for you as well. I have this support group every Sunday. It's a donation-based service. You don't have to give. If you can give, you can Zelle me. You can email me. Like, we can figure all that stuff out. But I always wanted there to be an avenue, a free avenue for anyone who's going through the very difficult challenges of bipolar disorder. So thank you guys for joining me online. Thanks for joining me in person. And if you want to work together some more, we can talk and cater something that's specific to your needs. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next week.